Well, namaste and hello everyone. I am back again. I am sure the past couple of weeks have been kind to you, just the way you have been kind to yourself, to your time, to Mother Earth and nature. Karma is always what you give is what you get. Now, since we have understood the meaning of realignment and changing our lifestyles, I am very sure the acceptance that not only the nature, but we all need our breathing spaces. I have spoken at length about Jupiter, which, if you remember, was Mercury and Neptune. The effects of this conjunction last till August 7th. That is why I wanted to bring it later, because the more important conjunction was Jupiter and Pluto. If you have understood that, then handling Mercury and Neptune will become second nature to you. Now, what impact it has on us is what I'm going to revise today. The Mercury conjunct Neptune, April 3rd, 2020 to August 7th. Now, the natal birth chart aspecting, what's the meaning of it? You need to understand that what's the meaning of this Mercury conjunct Neptune? Well, this conjunction often brings excellent intuition, fantasy, religious feelings, mystical abilities, sensitivity, and a very, very wide worldview. These people who come under, I mean, if you actually start working on the effects it's happening to you will realize that the artistic nature of yours is coming out. You are actually, your thoughts are becoming idealistic. However, it will be difficult for you to cope with the practical and material aspects of life. You will occasionally solve your problems by escaping into the realm of fantasy, but your intuition and inspiration is often linked to your thought processes, how you speak, and how you communicate. And actually, if you see, the time period is also demanding. We are into our own space, our creativity is coming forth. We are going to hone upon our skills. We are going to see what of the skills are working, because people who are going to use their creativity skill in this particular time are going to be extremely successful. Chances are you may actually be converting your hobby into your business, and it can become a lifelong service till August 7th, and probably be more confident of yourself that your ideas could be working. Now, what's the meaning of astrology? Mercury is the planet that brings us interest in intellectual things about teaching and learning. It also indicates into what depth we want to study the things. It gives us natural intelligence and the ability to analyze and reproduce. This is what Mercury does. And what does Neptune do? Neptune do? Now, Neptune is called the Lord of the Invisible Empire, which is a mysterious name of a mysterious planet. Perhaps we could describe it as a dimension of life that cannot be experienced by our five senses, and we can only understand and perceive it in our imagination. So, Neptune, your imagination. Mercury, manifestation of your imaginations. Now, here I've got a very good hello, everyone. They're very sweet of you all to join in and listen to me. One question is coming in which says, does your prediction based on sun sign or moon sign? I would say I have a combination of both the solar and the lunar placements. At this particular moment, what I'm talking about planets, you need to know where your planets were placed on your in your birth chart. Now, whether you take the solar chart or the lunar chart doesn't matter, because the planets are going to be aspected or placed in a particular house. So once you know that, and once you know the meanings of Mercury and Neptune, what they do to you, you'll be better able to guide your own self. Now, basically, this Mercury and Neptune conjunct is known as the Illusionist. Mercury represents our rational mind and is the planet of everyday expression and communication. It signifies our curiosity and what areas of life we find mentally appealing and stimulating. It analyzes and organizes and it defines the way we interact with others. Mercury in your chart also reveals how you get your point across and in what style. Should you change that style or shouldn't you change that style is what your natal chart will tell you. Now, here I have somebody asking me a question that is it important that I know my planetary placements? Well, my answer is yes, because once you know that which house your planetary placement is and which zodiac sign it represents, you're better able to know your positives and negatives. And you're better able to know that, okay, these are the things that I need to change about myself. Sometimes they also say that the planet is afflicted or the planet is weak. Basically, it means that you're not aware of the strengths of the planet. So now you become aware of the strengths of the planets. Try to imbibe in yourself what are the demands of the planets. You will be better able to make your life much more smoother than what it already is. Now, Mercury conjunct Neptune. With the Mercury Neptune contacts, it is the mind level that is primarily sensitized and activated. So that the imaginative quality is emphasized, and the main focus of life appreciation is through the mental receptivity. How you receive is how you will relate. Perceptions are very, very important. Sometimes our perceptions can be warped. So it's important for us to time and again see whether whatever we are perceiving or whatever we are receiving, is it what we need to do in case if we need to make changes or we are in doubts. The Mercury helps into clearing those doubts. Now, this conjunction indicates a channel between the conscious mind and the unconscious mind, and both the energy and information flowing to be created. Now, the faculty of imagination will be highly stimulated and developed, and this will certainly require appropriate channels to be focused on so that other problems of perception are not created. The issue of mental realities is one which can make you unsettled, especially as you can tend to make mistakes in judgment based on misinterpretation of the facts and suggestive information. So, this is the time where you need to think with your own intuition. And when this conjunction comes, your intuition, sixth sense are sharper. You have a mental process that can attempt to recreate experiences into more acceptable forms for personal absorption, a style of selective manipulation which excludes aspects of reality that you refuse to acknowledge. If this process becomes a regular pattern of your mental behavior, then you are liable to create a distinct personal reality that is a fusion of the real and the unreal, which can pose additional challenges when it comes to disentangling them. Now, I am seeing a lot of questions coming in. And yes, I would love to answer them, but let me just finish this and then probably I'll pick up some of the questions which are, worth answering in the stipulated time. And I will definitely get back to you. But meanwhile, like I'm saying all this, if I start answering the questions, chances are my own flow of thought, because I am also undergoing the conjunction of Mercury and Neptune. So sometimes my thoughts can get a little diverted. So I want to remain focused and concentrated in letting you all know exactly what this conjunction can do to you per se. Now, this conjunction often is amplified by a tendency to be a mentally escapist, avoiding the possibility of any painful experiences and situations by refusing to become involved in things. Relationships are likely to be characterized by over idealism of lovers, either through having the mental illusion of a perfect lover that is unlikely to exist, and comparing everyone to this perfect lover and so ensuring that they fail to match up, or by wrapping lovers in over glamorized ideals, elevating them to a mental pedestal, and so ensuring that at some time they will inevitably topple off. Your mental images will be shattered, yet, this does not deny the real experiences of disappointment and disillusionment that you will suffer and continue to suffer unless you become more realistic in your evaluations within your intimate relationships. Part of this process can arise from the sense of personal inadequacy that you feel and which you try to alleviate by limitations of others you respect, or sometimes through attempts to bask in the glow of reflected glamour by associating with publicly famous people, which allows inner fantasies to develop. Sometimes you idolize film stars, some politicians, and you want your partner to behave in that particular manner. It's not possible. You have to love the person for what he is. And remember, when you fall in love with the person the way he is. It is only when you start trying to change that is where the problems come in. So you're likely to have some creative and artistic talent also, and will be developed. Your ideal type of employment will offer channels for such forms of personal expression, and it may be that you do develop towards writing, arts, photography, film, as you have a gift for visual imagination, which also has some inner content. And this actually we are all undergoing. There are so many videos that are being uploaded. There are so many self videos that are being uploaded on Facebook also, because the creativity of every individual is coming out, and we all like to reach out to people and let them know this is what we are. At times, by this uploading this, our own creativity or our own sense of worth also comes forward. So your approach will be intellectual and mentally resonant rather than more emotionally evocative, as with the moon contacts. Training may be necessary to help draw out these talents, and your main talent may be related for giving an intellectual substance and contest to artistic creations, as a critic does, although there you may need to be careful regarding a degree of intolerance in your attitudes. Another area of life that could be very attractive to you is that of a mental fascination with mystery, romantic illusions, the worlds of psychic, mystics, and psychology. This conjunction, which is lasting till August 7th, is going to give vent to a lot of your own creativity, your questions. There are so many things that your mind would like to address to, and because it is with Mercury, the chances are that you may actually even be able to manifest it. You need to segregate your perceptions from illusions, and at times getting lost in fantasy also is not a bad thing, as long as your feet are on the ground and you are realistic. Now these things normally come in the form of are normally manifested either in your relationships, whether they are your personal or your professional, your expectations from your work and from your people, or your expectations from yourself. So this is what this conjunction is going to have a deep impact on. That is why this conjunction is known as a conjunct of illusions. Now we see a question here who says, well, I want remedies for career growth. How long, now the remedies for career growth is, firstly, you need to know, this is the best time for you to know what are you talented in. There are never any quick fixes that, okay, this is the remedy, I will do this remedy, and then suddenly pop, everything will become all right. No, you need to recognize from your natal chart what are your strengths and weaknesses, how best can you utilize the talent, the strength or the energies that the planets are giving you. Once you know your talents should also be coinciding with your passions. Now, your passions and talents, when you are aware of them and you choose your career, trust me, this is the time where you can actually embark upon or realign if you've been doing something boring. Now, here it, because this conjunction, as very well pointed out, is very good for your career growth, especially when you know that these are the creative talents in you. This is how you can manifest it. At least try it out. And this conjunction is there till August 7th. So if you want to realign your career, now is the time to recognize your own worth, to be confident that yes, you can do it. Write down what you need to do or what you can do. Then they say there is another question which says, how long will the conjunction remain? Well, like I said, till 7th of August is where you can do your realignment of your career, of your relationships. Then we have that my Sun Mercury is conjunction with Sun and Venus in the 11th house of Mesha Lagna, but it is combust. What should I do? Now, this is where I had explained that you don't have to bother about the afflictions, or the weaknesses, or debilitated or combust. Basically, it means is that you are unable to fathom the energies of these planets. So it's very important for you to know what does the planet, where is it placed, and how best can you derive the energies. The afflictions, the weakness, the debilitation basically means you are unaware of the strength of the planets. That is my endeavor, where I'm telling you the definitions about Neptune or the Mercury, and then knowing where it is placed is where you can make yourself aware or unaware. Now, this is directly in link with your natal chart. I would say don't think whether the planet is combust, or whether the planet is strong, or whether the planet is weak. See, the strong will already be aware of their things. People who are not aware need to know, okay, where is my Mercury? Where is my Neptune? What is the Neptune urging me to do? What is the Mercury urging me to do? Since I am unaware, let me realize the strengths of the planets, then imbibe it in my day to day life, and my path will definitely become smooth. Right. Now, in my next content, or my next connect with you, which is going to be on the 10th Friday, same time, 7:30 p.m. India time, I will try to give you hints about how Mercury's placements in various houses, what what are the energies that it gives to you, and what are you required to do in order to make the best use of this period. We need to behave the way Mercury expects us to. So I'm going to be talking in brief. Actually, this I'm connecting with you all for you all to have an idea that if we actually know the strengths and weaknesses of the planet, and how the energies are manifested in a particular house, if we imbibe those energies, we can surely get overcome our obstacles and probably realign our life. So, with that, I come to an end to today's session, and I will be connecting with you all on the 10th of February. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you can get the notifications well in time. And this is the time where I would be answering your questions. But at the same time, it is important now to understand also that this is what the planets require us to do. You could also visit my website www.dollymanghat.com to know more about yourself or the placement of your planets personally. The affliction, once again, I want you all to know, the affliction or debilitation or weak planets only means that you are not aware of the strengths that you can derive from the planets. Once you get your natal chart made, you'll be better equipped to utilize the energies and convert them to your advantage. Whatever percentage you transform yourself, it will still be better than the predictive affliction. So, connect back with you on the 10th of April. Till then, God bless you all. Be safe and stay healthy.